Welcome to Comics Experiment. Where's my camera? Over there. Welcome to Comics Experiment, the show right here at Comicstorian that we air every Saturday. It's a podcast that I come together with some of the members of the team or random guests and we discuss various things involving comic books. We do everything from going through a various lists, or we go through a topic, or we look at the topical news that is going on right now. You can find this show aired early over at twitch.tv/eligiblemonster every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern and watch all the insane behind the scenes fun that we have over here. Or you can get early access over at patreon.com/Comicstorian, where you get also early access to all of our other podcasts and projects that we do right here at the Comicstorian, aka Eligible Monster Productions team. Today's episode is brought to you by quite a few sponsors, so let's just kick it off at the beginning by talking about Devil May Cry 5. Played best on Xbox One. I've been playing the heck out of this game right now, and if you're looking to play some amazing Dante, Nero, and V action, then go check out Devil May Cry 5 for your demon-slaying fun in the sun. There's a sun, it's in the sky, it's awesome. Not really, you go into a demon world, you fight various things, but Devil May Cry 5 is amazing, and it's now available on Xbox One, because games play best on Xbox One. Also today, we're brought to you by Quip. Quip.com, an electric toothbrush to help you clean your pearly whites and make them look super sexy. But I'll tell you a little bit more about that in the middle of today's episode. And our last sponsor for the day is forhims.com, one of our reoccurring sponsors here, which means you guys are awesome for checking out our sponsors down below because they keep coming back to us. But if you want to know how I keep my beard looking amazing and my haircuts looking spot on, that's forhims.com. And I'll tell you a little bit more about them in the middle of the episode as well. Wow!
Well played, bravo.
For those guys who may be wondering, I am not feeling well today. I have a chest cold, and we tried to do that intro like 9 times.
Go to patreon.com/Comicstorian for the outtakes.
Once again, we didn't try that 9 times.
So real quick, before we get into it, have you guys been playing Devil May Cry 5? Nope. Let's talk about that for a minute.
I haven't given it a shot. I definitely considered it, though, because it does look really fun.
It is a lot of fun. Natalie has already beat the entire game. And we'll probably talk more about that on Eligible Monster, our gaming podcast that will be back to in action next week when I have a voice and I'm not feeling sick. But no, overall, I have been enjoying that game. It is a return to form for Devil May Cry. A lot of challenge, a lot of cool stuff going on, trying to get those stylish points. You do get to be Dante, who's super challenging, Nero, who's kind of in the middle, and then V, you control all the animals.
Why would you want to control the animals?
I don't know, because
is that the goth guy?
Yeah, it's the goth guy. With all the tattoos down the arms.
Kylo Ren,
yeah,
who showed up in my Devil May Cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren's in your Devil May Cry.
Kylo Ren showed up in my Devil May Cry.
And the best way to play that game is on Xbox One because it's been optimized for that system. So it is.
Right, that's awesome.
Now.
Uh-oh, he's slipping back.
Yeah.
Andy has hope that this is going to go well.
He's slipping back.
Okay, so lots gone on recently. We're celebrating Batman's 80th anniversary.
Dude is old.
Yes. So we have tons to talk about because, guys, Zack Snyder opened his mouth.
Again.
What did he say this time, Benny?
Well, first off, let me see if I can get the full listing of what he did. First thing he did, though, was, and I want to talk about this first, he said where his Justice League was going. What the Zack Snyder version is.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you right now, all of you hashtag release the Snyder Cut people, if what he said is what was supposed to happen, that does not exist.
Oh, no.
Okay, I
did read about this. His original plan for it, for what
there's
Justice
no
League
way they filmed that.
They didn't make that. But it was like what he originally saw, where he saw it going.
Like his vision.
His vision of what the movie was going to be.
He was replaced too early on to do what he was intending.
Right. I need to hear this.
So everyone freaking out, release the Zack Snyder version. There is no version.
No. So supposedly there's a Zack Snyder version of the movie that we did get.
No, there isn't. That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Like what? So his exact comment from the interview was they were like, release the Snyder cut, they always freaking do.
Sure.
And his response was, don't you mean the Snyder version? Meaning implying there is no cut.
Right.
You'll have Snyder's color grading and things like that, but that's not his version of the movie.
Right.
Oh, I see. Okay, I got what you're saying.
Yeah, you'll just have some darker tones.
Right.
Because Joss Whedon did most of the actual stuff. Which means we never got Snyder's version. Okay?
Yeah.
Are we getting
his vision for the movie?
I want to hear his vision.
So, okay. So this time around, he was addressing By the way, today we're going to be talking about just all Batman stuff. Does Batman kill? When has he killed? Zack Snyder's vision for Batman, all this stuff.
Which he killed many times.
Yes, in his vision.
Many
okay,
times.
so what he was doing is, we heard a couple months ago that he had all kinds of crazy plans for the Justice League sequels, which included the Green Lantern showing up to save the day, which is what we all were speculating. Big bad Darkseid taking over the world at one point, so they were going to go the full Darkseid plan. And it also what he was doing with the Nightmare sequence. So what he was going to do is the original plan was he was directly addressing the Nightmare sequence, in which Batman gets captured by some soldiers wearing Superman emblems before getting eye lasered by an evil version of the big blue boy scout himself. The big blue boy scout himself. As reported by Collider, Snyder talked about some of his canned Justice League plans at the recent screenings for the director's cut of Batman v Superman. Now, like I said, what I'm about to tell you makes sense why he would say, don't you mean the Snyder version?
Okay.
Implying what he wanted was not at all what we got. So,
even before he was taken off the project.
right. Even before he was, apparently he had a whole series of plans. And I wanted to, before we go to this, how have you guys felt about these hashtag release the Snyder Cut people? Because I think it's the stupidest.
I stopped caring.
Yeah, I could care.
I didn't care at the beginning.
No. I didn't. The first time someone mentioned it, I was like, oh, what is this? And then I looked into it just a little bit and I was like, this is pointless.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing behind this. There's nothing that's going to change by it getting released. It was just, honestly, I thought it was just a meme.
It became
honestly,
a meme.
It would mostly be the same movie anyway.
Yeah.
People make it sound
Yeah.
like there's a completely different movie out there.
Which is what he's saying he wanted to make.
Right.
But they didn't film this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when Joss Whedon came in, he added some humor to it, some Joss Whedonisms, if you will. And I guess changed like some of the color palette, made it less dark, things like that. But it's still overall basically the same
What was
movie.
filmed?
Yeah.
What was filmed
it's
is
still
the
gonna
same
be the
movie.
same plot.
It's not like those extra scenes make an entirely different
Right,
movie.
yeah.
Well, and that's what blew my mind, because the way they were talking, it sounded like there was a different Snyder version. Even without this information that we now have that he was going to do,
Right.
they made it sound like there was different scenes. And I'm like, they did not film a Joss Whedon scene and a Zack Snyder scene for all the pivotal scenes.
Right.
There was not one where Superman's angry and one where he's hopeful.
Yeah.
And one where Batman's stoic and then he's cracking jokes. They didn't just double down on all these scenes and there's a Zack
Good
Snyder
old
version.
joke cracking Batman.
You know what I'm saying, though, right? Like,
That would have been awesome. Well, I mean, I guess he cracked a few jokes.
If
in
it was
He did,
Dick
yeah, that's what I'm
Grayson,
talking about, yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, they always
Grayson.
acted like there was a completely different cut of this movie.
Like Zack Snyder had filmed his version, his Justice League.
Yeah.
And then they brought in, they were like, it's not good. Joss Whedon, we need you to make another Justice League.
In the off time, Zach's just like, hey, come here. We're going to film my scene real quick. It's going to be better.
Yeah,
We're never going to release it. But it's going to be better.
Dueling directors the whole time.
Every scene had to be filmed twice to get the different styles in there.
That would actually be hilarious.
Well, a lot of times I like to point to the fact that there was reshoots, but there's reshoots in every movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that
Pretty much
doesn't
in
mean that
reshoots
we...
in
Stuff
everything.
doesn't gel well, or they didn't,
Yeah.
this scene doesn't flow well. Let's add some stuff to
They
it.
aren't on
hell, we
YouTube.
do.
They don't do one take and call it good.
Right.
Hell, sometimes we do retakes.
I know. So anyway, I always found the hashtag release the Snyder Cut thing to be like, at first it was a funny meme, and then it just turned into like rude and abrasive.
Yeah.
Because like DC will tweet out things like, it's Wonder Woman 75th, and they'll be like, release the Snyder Cut. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you even talking about? Like, if you really wanted to argue Snyder Cut, at least do it on a Batman v Superman thing,
Right,
or on
yeah,
a Justice League thing. Like, they were announcing Justice League versus the Fatal Five, which is a continuation of the animated universe.
Which
right?
looks awesome.
Which looks awesome.
Yeah.
And there's tweets about it going, release the Snyder Cut
Of
the
the
Fatal Five?
Did you know he made his own version? But it was live action.
And very dark.
Very dark.
Very dark. The dark live action.
Mr.
Of
Terrific,
course, of course.
just swears the whole movie.
He doesn't say a nong swear the entire
yeah,
time.
this entire
It's very
segment.
creative,
Yeah,
actually.
it's actually really good.
So anyway, so he addressed the nightmare scene. Back to what we were talking about 5 minutes ago before we tangent.
Which is the nightmare sequence?
In the Batman v... Oh, go ahead. You
Yeah,
explain
so
it, 'cause I
Batman v
haven't talked.
Superman. It is a cool scene. It's
in
completely
the
out of
Superman.
place in the movie, though. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But it's a cool scene. So it's basically Bruce falls asleep and he has like this weird nightmare sequence where it's like the apocalypse and Superman is taken over and he's evil and there's parademons and it's pretty
You
much
don't even remember that?
Okay.
And Batman's got like the assault rifle.
No, I think I do now.
And
I
then
thought
he just
we were...
straight up shooting people. We're not even pretending anymore. We're not even like, he's like, oh no, they'll be fine in that car that exploded and flipped over. They'll be fine. Or maybe they didn't die when he knocks that grenade into the other room. It's possible. You don't know. He's just straight up shooting people with a 45 at this point.
Okay. I thought we were talking Justice League for a second. I'm like, there was no nightmare sequence in Justice League.
No. And then
Every Snyder movie has a nightmare sequence.
And then it also,
there you go.
keep in mind, in Batman v Superman, we also have the Flash sequence. Comes back.
Well, yeah, that
Lois is
was
the
like
key.
he wakes up and like Flash is like supposedly sitting. It was like a dream in a dream.
Oh my God.
And Flash shows up and is like, I'm too early or something.
Yeah.
I forget what he
Okay,
said.
so Snyder
Nice.
talked about his canned Justice League plans at a recent screening of the director's cut of Batman v Superman, saying the negative response that a vocal minority had to Batman v Superman prevented him from doing the cool stuff that he had planned in his original unfilmed Justice League screenplay. Before we get to it, dismissing anybody who didn't like the movie where Batman murders people with guns as part of the vocal minority is some Trumpy bullshit. That's what they said in this article
Is some Trumpy bullshit.
I mean, okay, real quick.
I'm gonna start
the
calling
vocal
everything
minority.
That's some Trumpy bullshit right there.
Trumpy bullshit right there.
I'm going to say, and this is from news.avclub.com, Batman v Superman I did not feel was a terrible movie, but I didn't feel it was a good movie. And it
It
really,
had its moments.
It was rushed.
It was rushed. It had its moments. In my opinion, Batman v Superman showed Zack Snyder did not understand the current versions of our superheroes. He understood Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns.
Right, which
he
is-
understood
yeah.
darker Elseworlds. He understood things like Injustice.
Right.
He understood even the darker New 52 Superman. But he didn't get a grasp of the entirety of the DC universe and what the purpose of it was. And what I always said with Batman v Superman is that would have been a great Elseworlds movie sequence if you just let Zack Snyder do his thing, but we still needed that hopeful, true Justice League, the one that everyone was expecting.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, because they weren't terrible versions of the characters. It was just a very specific version of the characters. It was the aged Batman who has now, like, lost any of that on Batman, and eventually Gotham will get better.
Yeah.
He was at the point where Gotham is just a shithole, and
We need
now-
to fear the alien.
Yeah, we need to fear the alien. You had the Superman who, he wasn't that hopeful Superman. He was a version of Superman who was like, maybe I shouldn't be a hero. What is the world going to think of me? Which then the world also looked at him as like, he's an alien and he could be evil and we don't know. Which was mirrored in Batman. So it was interesting versions of the characters, but it was very specific versions of
It was an Elseworlds kind of a thing.
Exactly. It was very much not like your standard moviegoer's version of Batman or Superman.
A great example of the way that I put it is, I mean, everyone knows I love the Injustice universe. But if the Injustice universe was our only portrayal of our superheroes, it would be a horrible portrayal of our superheroes.
Yeah.
It works because parallel to that, we have Hopeful Superman, a team of Justice League. We have them working together.
Yeah,
so
the
we can
comparison.
compare these two
Yeah.
and go, wow, this is what went wrong.
Well, exactly. I mean, and that's why I always like the Elseworld stories, because it's different versions of a character you already know. So it can be an interesting take on a character.
Right, but with Batman v Superman and even the original
There was-
plans, obviously for Justice League, we didn't have that original version to compare it to. We had Christopher Reeves, 89 Batman, Christopher Nolan, but we didn't have the Justice League going on parallel to this world. So, this may all seem like a what if might have been scenario, but in order for this version of Justice League to happen, Batman v Superman would have had to be a big enough hit to convince Warner Brothers to keep letting Snyder do whatever ill-conceived shit he wanted to do. You can tell that the writer of this
I was going to say, the writer does not like Zack Snyder. Period.
What website is this?
news.avclub.com.
Oh, okay.
He was like, that dude is an idiot.
This is some Trumpy bullshit.
It's Trumpy bullshit.
That's got to be something we use. Trumpy bullshit.
I'm going to get a t-shirt made.
Some
Trumpy
bullshit. Are we allowed to say bullshit?
I hope so.
There's gonna be a lot of bleeps.
We should start bleeping ourselves. Trumpy beep.
That would have required living in a universe where audiences could get on board with the Martha scene or Batman's aforementioned habit of mowing down goons with machine guns mounted on his car.
All right, let's all agree that Martha scene is stupid. All right, I'm sorry. People can say how brilliant it was.
Okay, I'm gonna segue to
dumb.
a different thing that he talked about.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not in this article unless they're gonna talk about it in this article, and I'm just about to spoil this part. Sure. But I was reading more things that he said.
Okay.
In his earliest versions.
Oh, that's Zack Snyder said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, and I don't know how true this is, because I
want
saw it
it
on
to
a
be.
tweet, clicked the tweet, it brought me into an article. Apparently, in his earliest versions, he wanted Martha to be the same Martha. So
what?
when
That they shared mothers?
yes. So
Oh
what he
my
wanted
God.
was when Martha got shot, she didn't die. And she went into witness protection in Smallville, Kansas, where
No.
she raised Superman.
Oh my God.
He
that would've
legit
been
wanted to do
so
that.
Awful.
Apparently that
That's
was like his earliest ideas back
That
in Man
is
of Steel.
horrible.
That's like early '90s. What we're doing with characters, kind of weird stuff.
Yeah.
You know when they always like in the like early '90s and 2000s, they always did this weird crap with characters, and like that's that.
Yeah.
That's not
I
even
don't know how
like,
true that
that's like we
is.
have Batman, but he's like a homeless dude who just decided to put on a bat costume. He
just
punch people in the face. Like
It's actually just Ozzy Osbourne running around
Yeah,
biting
yeah,
the
just-
heads
yeah,
off bats
exactly.
everywhere.
Like,
See, I
That's-
don't know how
Batman.
true that one is, because it's not in these articles that I've been reading
would be
about this. It was on a tweet I read this
Right.
morning. I was
That-
like,
that
but
would
the
be
sad part is, I could see Zack Snyder
could see
being
him
like,
doing it.
Yeah,
I
That's
could
the-
see that. Yeah.
they both got Martha. Why
It
can't
would've
we
Why
just-
not? Right? It's the same Martha.
So anyway.
would have been so bad.
Our universe has its issues, sure, but it doesn't sound a particularly appealing universe to live in. After all, it's not really a coincidence that the best DC movies are the ones that Snyder wasn't involved in, so maybe we don't really need to keep reflecting on the exciting stuff that he could have done if he weren't limited by, reality.
This dude really loves Snyder.
Yeah.
Wait, they didn't even go into what he said was going to happen.
Oh.
On this article, they're just like, yeah, he won't shut up.
I know you read the article because we were reading it on the. I think while waiting in the airport.
Yeah.
Yeah, you read it
Yeah.
to me.
Okay, so
And we were
apparently,
talking about it. Yeah, yeah.
apparently his version was going to turn into, and let's see how well I remember this article then.
I'll try to fill in. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, we were in the airport and I was.
It was going to be like Justice League apparently was going to fail, and we were going to go
That's
to
what it
an
was.
apocalyptic
Yeah.
future with the half body of Cyborg. This was going to be the nightmare future where Superman had fallen to the anti-life equation because Lois Lane had been killed by Darkseid. Oh my God. And
Which
she
is
was
why he was evil in the Nightmare Batman.
right.
Right.
And he was supposed to. Apparently, Lois was supposed to be protected in Justice League, and Darkseid was going to boom tube in and murder her. So it was Batman's fault for not protecting her, and this allowed him to fall to the anti-life equation. And so they were sending the Flash back in time to prevent all of this from happening.
So in the I guess it would be the final Justice League movie or the next one. It was like the post-apocalypse. Batman has gotten together the remains of the Justice League to fight evil Superman and Darkseid.
This sounds like he was like, you know what? I really like Earth 2. I really like Injustice.
Yeah, kind of.
Let's
like,
like
I was gonna
merge
say
the
it
two.
sounds like an interesting idea, but not for a mainstream movie. Like
No.
that's like an offshoot Elseworld comic
That's
book.
a DCUniverse.com exclusive
Yeah, exactly.
kind of movie
Yeah,
with
yeah,
people
yeah.
that know what they're getting into.
Well, and that's just it. Like, Injustice is great.
Yeah, but not like as the mainstream.
Right, it
This is
can't
your
be the
only
main plot.
version
Yeah.
of the movies now.
I can't believe that's legit what he wanted to do.
That was his ultimate plan, that the Darkseid was going to win, and they were going to go back in time and correct the timeline, which is actually a reoccurring
Darkseid
theme.
winning is fine.
Yeah,
It's-
that happens actually a lot in comic books and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
We
it's
would
just
get-
Days of Future Past.
It's literally what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just we'll send. I mean, I think they did it in Future's End too, didn't they? Where they sent Terry McGinnis back in time to try to stop Brother Eye from taking over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That,
it's
that
just-
happens
I
all
was
the
gonna say
time.
it's just Days of Future Past, which could have been cool later on down the line.
Yeah.
But give us our normal versions of the characters.
You got to
first.
have your base.
Yeah, you got to build up the goodwill with the
Yeah.
fans first.
So according to this, I found a screen rant which goes into the differences between the Snyder cut and Joss Whedon version. Oh, wow. So the original Steppenwolf looked like an alien out of Aliens versus Predator.
Wait, legit?
Well, like the the
Oh my
deleted
gosh, he
scene,
does.
The
Yeah.
deleted scene from Batman v Superman is when the SWAT come in to the spaceship after Lex has brought about Doomsday, and so the SWAT team comes in and Lex is still like sitting in the pool talking to that,
Yeah.
and it's supposed to be Steppenwolf, but it didn't look like Steppenwolf. It looked like
looked
an
like a
alien.
lizard
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
They were taking over.
He actually didn't come from Apocalypse. He was in the Hollow Earth.
He came from LV.
He just came up.
I can't remember the actual name of the planet from Aliens now. LV something some numbers.
They changed the parademons.
Yep.
The opening sequence was entirely Joss Whedon. Lex Luthor's role in the original was much bigger.
In Justice
explain-
League,
Yeah.
which honestly,
Because Batman was learning from Lex Luthor's journal and from possibly Lex himself. So Lex was helping Batman.
he was possibly my least favorite part of those movies.
The Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
That was a horrible miscast.
I don't like him as an actor.
No.
I don't like him as a person.
Yeah.
And I really did not like what he did with
I
Lex Luthor.
felt
I'm
like
sorry.
he tried to be the older Lex. can't remember the actor, but it was in one of the older movies.
Gene Hackman's
Yes.
version of Lex.
It felt like
Which
he was
I even
trying
prefer
to do that.
Gene Hackman doing that. Yeah,
He did a great job, but it kind of felt like Jesse was trying to
Yeah,
replicate that
I
and
like
just not doing the best job.
Not a fan of him at all.
Apparently, most of the Superman stuff wasn't even in the original, and it was all just reshoots with Joss Whedon.
Which part? Like when he comes back from the dead?
Like all of it for the most part, his whole arc.
Oh, okay.
So
Because oddly enough,
Okay.
and I was talking about this with Ben in the airport too. At the end of that movie, when Superman actually shows up and you have like the old school Superman theme, and he's like cracking jokes with Wally and Cyborg, that's probably, or not Wally, Barry.
I was going to say, I was like, wait, which movie did I watch?
Wait, which one was that? You don't remember Wally West in the Justice League movie?
Yeah.
Was probably like the closest Henry Cavill had been to like Superman.
right,
Really?
yeah. No, I agree with you on that.
Not the grim and frowny Superman that we
Right.
really did get. But like,
Apparently, Darkseid was in the movie, playing an important role, and that role was to murder Lois Lane in the movie.
Yeah.
I actually found it funny because when he announced that he would have killed Lois Lane in his version, which doesn't exist.
Right.
Oh, you keep looking at the camera.
I think
Well, because everyone even in our chat released the Snyder Cut.
Pay attention to the fact that it doesn't exist.
Apparently, I saw a tweet that was like, anybody who has to kill a woman to make the superhero's
God.
arc, blah, 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 it doesn't know how to write a character, and killing Lois Lane would have been stupid. And I'm just thinking, that's like 90% of the time that Superman turns evil.
Yeah, that's-
it's Lois Lane dies.
It's
But I mean,
always Lois
that's
Lane
one of
dying.
those, what do they call it? What's the term for it? Fridging the girlfriend or something like that.
But the difference is
They
Lois
made that
Lane's a
complaint,
character.
yeah. Which, no, I understand, but like that's what that whole movement's about. How
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to kill off the dude's girlfriend
Right.
to give him a reason to actually fight.
Yeah, but
Which I understand, but that would have turned him evil,
makes
and that would
sense.
have been the whole
Yeah.
thing. It wasn't the reason
Well,
he would have fought. and
exactly.
won.
It's not the fighting; it's the crossing the line because you've
Right,
lost
yeah.
all you
well, I
had
mean,
to
even
lose.
Kingdom Come, that whole story, the reason Superman retires is because the Joker killed Lois Lane.
Well, of all the characters that I would give the permission, like the Lois Lane is the catalyst,
Right.
is Superman, because in every portrayal, Lois Lane is his link to humanity.
Yeah, I was saying, she's the
Yes.
link that makes him actually human.
Right. So when she's out of the equation, especially because in most of those timelines, the parents are already gone.
Yeah.
Right.
He has no link to humanity anymore. That's the point of that.
Yeah.
So,
Right, and that's, I mean, once again, Kingdom Come, that's exactly what happens. Lois dies, he retires, and like doesn't even think of himself as human anymore.
yeah. And like, that's the whole point. So of all the characters that I'd say, okay, that makes sense. Now, like the fridge and the girlfriend in the fridge, which was based on the Kyle Rayner girlfriend that had like
Yep.
no character, no development.
Right, and it was that was
entire-
supposed to push him forward so he could overcome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now that makes sense. I get that argument. It's just like Superman's whole character is based on Lois Lane as the humanity link.
Yeah,
That's
Lois
his-
Lane and his parents.
Yeah, that's the whole link. So, Darkseid was in the movie.
Right.
Cyborg's origins and backstory were different, and that I think some of that was actually shot. Because if you see some of the early footage, there was scenes with Cyborg that didn't
A lot of the
exist.
early trailers have scenes that we never saw.
Yeah, and I think that's
I feel
where a lot
like
of
that
people get
happens
this.
way too frequently
A
with
lot
movies
recently.
lately. Yeah.
Even the last
They're
Star
like,
Wars
you know
movie
what?
had that.
Let's not spoil the movie. Let's just put in the really good outtakes that people will want to see, and then let's not put them in there.
Let's put some of the coolest lines we're not putting in the movie.
Well, apparently there's a deleted scene where Cyborg learned the history of the mother boxes, including their apparent discovery by Nazis. And since he's born of a mother box, this isn't just the box's history, but his as well. So, and a storyboard scene shows that it follows up the mother box by transforming Victor Stone into Cyborg, showing an alternate version of his origins from the lab cam feed in Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, in a scene that is likely resembling Dr. Manhattan's transformation in Watchmen.
Okay.
And with his obsession with Watchmen, I can see that being a scene he put in.
Yeah.
And apparently there was going to be another leaked deleted scene would have shown Barry Allen zipping into a corner store to save Iris West. So we would have gotten our Iris West.
Right, okay.
Okay.
She ended up entirely being removed from the movie. So
Yeah, I
it's
was gonna
not
say,
known.
didn't they originally, they had her even casted, right?
I think at one point
I
people were
thought I
talking
saw, yeah.
I think
there's
so.
some actress.
They were going to go deeper into the Aquaman and Atlantis lore. But that was also completely cut.
Yeah, but we got that in
and the
Aquaman.
reshoots made alterations to the Iceland scene, which included the likely appearance of Mara. So they were tying that into his movie instead of what Zack Snyder wanted.
Right, okay.
Did you ever hear why they decided to change the way they talk underwater?
No.
Whoever, I think it was Josh Tran? Who was the guy that made Aquaman?
The Fast and Furious guy.
Yeah, the Fast and Furious guy.
Justin Lin?
Justin Lin. Whoever he was, they said, why did you change the way they talk underwater? And he goes, because making air bubbles is dumb. They should just be able to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can talk to fish, not gonna argue.
Yeah, it's already dumb enough. He talks to fish.
No, that
Let's make
pulled
it
me
bubbles.
right out. That pulled me right out of the movie. Guy who could talk to fish, I can get on board with. Guy can shoot lasers at his eyeballs. Sure, I'm on with you.
Speech bubbles underwater.
Speech bubbles underwater? No, they were talking like this. Okay.
According to the original Snyder version, the whole team was supposed to be at the digging of Superman's grave. Justice League originally continued the Nightmare plot, which we just discussed, which would have made sense with the dark side warping in, which gave us like a 6-movie arc, basically.
Which, for the record, Darkseid warping in and killing Lois Lane with the anti-life equation seems like a really kind of lackluster reason to use his anti-life equation that he's put
shows
his
up and
entire
he's
life.
like, that broad. Her. I don't like her. Something about his face. I didn't like it.
Lois and Martha's side story was replaced. I guess they had a side story.
What was their side story? Like a Thelma and Louise kind of thing? They go on a road trip.
Lois and Clark's Kent family reunion was reshot.
Freaky Friday swap.
Freaky Friday swap. That would have been awesome.
That would have been amazing. It was so good.
What they did was they reshot the
we need to
Kent
start making
farm,
movies.
so it didn't link to Batman v Superman.
Sorry, say that one again?
They reshot the Kent farm scene so that it wouldn't link to Batman v Superman.
Okay.
They tried to make Wayne Aerospace Hangar look like the Batcave. One of the messiest alterations was the decision to recontextualize Wayne Aerospace Hangar as a part of the Batcave. This was done through an establishing shot from over Bruce Wayne's lakeside house and the lake over the Batcave before cutting to a scene in the hangar, or the addition of CGI bats hanging overhead. Without even the original context, it's clear the building is not underground. Not only is it way bigger than the rest of the Batcave, it's also got high windows where bright light is clearly streaming through.
Yeah, but Bruce just had that. It's all mirrors. Because, you have a Batcave, but you don't want to be in the dark all the time. So
There was a deleted scene where Alfred was going to meet the team. That's the one where he said they needed you. Everyone thought it was the Green Lantern showing up.
See, that would have been a good scene. Alfred's awesome.
This one was actually
Jeremy
apparently
Irons
cut.
Alfred was sweet.
Yeah.
he was
This
good.
is apparently cut because of strict 2-hour runtime by Warner Brothers.
After we're going to see the next Avengers being a 3-hour cut, I'm very curious how many of the DC movies would have been good
screw it.
if they were able to do the 3 hours.
And apparently there was a bunch of scenes at Star Labs where they were also going to meet Ryan Cho as the Atom.
Okay.
That would have been an interesting throw in.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. It's just one of those, they're like, yeah, look at all these people they met.
Yeah.
They might have movies. We don't know.
Easter egg.
What'd
Hey,
you think?
did you see
What'd
that?
What'd y'all think, huh?
Silas Stone was going to die. There was a military subplot. The Justice League versus Superman battle looked a lot different. Superman's black suit made an appearance. His second first flight was in there. He met Alfred. So it looks like...
Alfred headbutted him.
Yeah.
Cool.
So a lot of these are actually deleted scenes, but it looks like what was filmed to make a Snyder version wasn't enough to make the Snyder version. Like there was no Darkseid CGI, there was no death of Lois Lane, but there was enough that you could have been like, I could see where the argument comes in at least. I'll give it that. Oh, they're looking at all these deleted scenes.
Yeah. Right.
They go into this other version of the movie,
Yeah. But how many other movies have deleted scenes and you never hear people going, hey, where's the Spielberg cut? Well, actually, they get those.
I was going to say, no, Spielberg.
Apparently, Batman grabbed a giant parademon gun in the final panel.
I'm sorry, Batman grabbed
Doesn't
the what?
he do that in the movie? I could
No.
have sworn he did that.
Did he?
At one point, he
giant-
grabs one of the little parademon rifles and is shooting him with it.
Does he?
Oh, in the Snyder version, he gets a hold of a much bigger gun.
Oh, there you go. Okay. I was going to say, I could have swore he picks up one of the rifles.
He does
and
something
is
with a
shooting
rifle.
it. Yeah. But he picked up a bigger one. It was like a bazooka.
It was a minigun.
Silas Stone
Batman
gave the
comes
ending
out, I don't-
monologue.
Killing is bad.
Tactically subdued. Let me go
You
get
just
my
shoot them
bat
all
tank.
in the kneecap.
Oh, and in the original ending, Volko and Mara approached Jason Momoa to warn him about the trouble in Atlantis.
Which is right into that movie
Yeah.
that we got 2 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
Hopefully,
was
hopefully you remember.
super good.
Yeah, it was really good.
And Lex's role was limited to post-credit scenes, but even with a few alterations by Joss Whedon, while most of it played out as Snyder shot, green screen footage of Jesse Eisenberg recording alternate dialogue can be seen in behind-the-scenes video from Whedon's cinematographer, meaning the Legion of Doom tease of the ending was not in the Snyder cut.
Which now they're probably not even going to do anything with that.
Yeah.
Just sad.
I don't know, maybe.
I like Joe Manganiello as Deathstroke is a good option, I think.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg is Lex Luthor. I'm not so
Yeah,
happy
that
with.
one I think they should recast.
They should recast. You know how they can recast? By opening a portal and brushing your teeth. Today's sponsor is Quip. Quip is an awesome electric toothbrush that is created by dentists and designers to help with the best dental hygiene. Quip comes with a built-in timer for the dentist recommended 2 minutes. It even pulses every 30 seconds to remind you to switch sides. Perfect to make sure that you get the most out of brushing your teeth. And when you need to replace the brush heads, Quip's got you covered. For only $5, you can get a new brush head every 3 months, as recommended by dentists. I'm a big fan of the timer for when I'm zoning out in the morning, but I want the best brush. That's why I love Quip and why they're backed by over 20,000 dental professionals. Quip starts at just $25, and if you go to getquip.com/RNBE right now, you can get your first refill pack for free with a Quip electric toothbrush. That's your first refill pack at getquip.com/RNBE. Close the portal. It was a weird one.
Teeth, right? Just straight. I'm not even gonna do it. Just straight. I can't do it. Yeah, I can't even pretend to do it. No, I can't.
So overall, I still find the hashtag Snyder Cut people like annoying, rude, and they're just abrasive. I can see where the argument is, but Snyder himself has said that there's not enough to make his version. It's a version, it's not a cut.
Right.
I think it just was something that started off as slightly legit. People jumped on, made it a meme, and then people who don't have lives just never let it go. That's all that really came out of that.
That's the worst part, is that it's been 2 years, guys.
Yeah.
And look, let's say the Snyder Cut is real, like full-blown real. He filmed every scene. Our joke where they literally did dual scenes happened.
Yeah.
Okay? And they CGI'd a dark side and everything, and it never showed.
And a lizard version of Steppenwolf.
Right. But what we just read there is that half of his movie was linking into the follow-up movie.
Right.
Yeah.
So you would have gotten a half-assed movie anyway.
Yeah.
The Snyder Cut would
With
not,
like a cliffhanger.
And if
It would have been a
WB
half-assed half movie.
And let's
with
say all of
finalities.
those scenes existed and this movie can be made and they release it, then you're just going to hear hashtag release the Snyder Cut sequel. I mean,
Hashtag bring Zack Snyder back. Yeah. Zack Snyder's Justice League verse. Justice verse? League verse? I got nothing.
I have no idea. The Snyderverse.
The Snyderverse. There you go. Boom. And then, try to stay with me, further down the line, he does Doomsday Clock. Because he already did Watchmen, and now he's done Justice League. We mash them together.
So, okay, the next thing...
The length it would take for Doomsday Clock to be created in a movie form.
So here's the big topic of today's video. And what we're going to do is we're going to discuss the last thing I got.
30 minutes in, we get into the main topic.
Hey, it's a Batman 80th anniversary episode, okay?
We're doing 80 minutes because of it.
Yeah. Oh,
80
yeah.
years. We're doing 80 years because of it. I hope everyone can watch.
So the next thing that Zack Snyder said, this is the last of the big things that everyone's freaking out about.
Okay.
You're all dumb if you think that Batman didn't kill.
Oh, right.
I may be paraphrasing, but that's kind of what he said.
I think he used
Fair enough.
stronger language when he said it.
His argument is, if you think that Batman is a 40-year vigilante and has not once made a mistake or murdered somebody, then you're
Or just
wrong.
lost hope. Really.
Right.
Yeah. 40 years and Gotham's still kind of a hellhole.
Yeah.
Probably going to lose a little bit of hope.
So that brings me to the topic of, do you feel Batman kills?
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's I think it's the classic, he doesn't kill, but he doesn't stop them from dying. Where he will shoot, well, think about it this way.
To be
he
fair,
shoots
I
them in
didn't
the leg.
kill him, but the bumper of the Batmobile did.
Or I shot him, he could have lived if someone called an ambulance. I didn't, so he bled out, but I didn't kill him actively.
Like in the movie when he kicks the grenade in the room and shuts the doors. Like, technically, I don't know. When I saw them, they were alive.
I didn't see them die, therefore I didn't kill him, okay?
I've always liked a more darker, grittier Batman.
Sure.
Who's not willing to cross the line.
Right.
But things have happened. I mean,
Yeah.
look at half the things that happen in comics, video games, stuff like that. Right. There is one counter argument to this that I actually really did enjoy. Batman is never killed because in this world, Batman shouldn't kill. This is the world that we aspire to. That you can stop crimes and prevent things from happening in a perfect world
By
where
dressing as a
Batman
bat
can't kill.
After your parents have got killed. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And
This
I
is
mean,
the perfect world.
and I agree with the whole thing that Batman wouldn't kill. I mean, I've always stood by the statement of Batman would not go out of his way to murder
No, I will
somebody.
say that. Yeah.
He's not going to go in there and be like, well, here, you use your gun and shoot all these guys.
Well, I'm
He's
pretty
like
sure
loading
he's done
up
that.
like handguns. They're like, I thought you didn't kill. He's like, I just kneecap him. It's fine. I'm a really good shot.
So, I mean, I've always stood by the statement that Batman would not go out of his way to kill. He would not go out of his way to set up. He wouldn't run them over. He wouldn't hit them with riot suppressive guns in his Arkham tank.
What? They were just really big beanbags.
They'll kill you.
He cave in your chest. Yeah, definitely. He's like, well, the beanbag didn't kill him. The trauma. Sure.
Exactly.
After I caved in his chest with 20 beanbags
all of the
while
internal
shooting the
injuries.
robots out of the sky.
Yeah. The internal injuries, maybe.
I mean, I agree that he wouldn't.
Okay.
I do think that some properties take a very large liberty with that.
Sure.
Like Arkham Knight,
Yes.
Yes.
Batman v Superman, Tankmobile.
Yeah.
What is it? What is he drove through a car or something like that? And it's like, nah, they're fine. They're probably good.
Fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
I like the idea that if he ever is at the point where he's killing, it's like Dark Knight Returns.
Well, I mean, but that was what the version was supposed to be in that movie.
Right, and he just gave up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he did flat out like shoot a propane tank off that, or a napalm tank off that one dude's back. There's no explaining that one away. Like, he burst into flames. I don't know.
I've
If
noticed.
you, fire extinguishers, you're running the wrong way.
Dude, he's run out. Ah, well. See, he didn't help himself. That's how he died. That's how he died.
As a
Because
Batman,
if you think
he
about
didn't
it-
stop, drop, and roll. That
Yeah,
was his
yeah, well,
fault.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, because there's a lot of problems that Batman were officially just killing. One, the Jason Todd Red Hood thing wouldn't even work. Because Red Hood would show up and he'd be like, I do what you're not willing to do. And Batman's like, actually, I've had a change of heart.
Yeah. Well, here's
You're only using a 9mm? You got to up your game, Jason. 45 will stop him much easier.
The funny thing about all of this, though, with Batman killing, is whenever it's actually happening, he's like, I don't kill, it's always the main villain.
Yeah.
The henchman, he pretty much kills him. Like, I mean, even in just the most recent Detective Comics 1000, I'm pretty sure he throws a batarang into the neck of someone, and he's like, he can't hit people if he can't move his arms. And it's like, okay,
But
that's
he's not dead.
Well, see,
but it's not the
that's-
Joker, so it's totally fine for him to beat the crap out of these guys. But when it's the Joker, he doesn't cross that line.
See, and that's always been the thing. Because even the villains have said that stuff. Like, Batman will break your arm 9 different times.
Yeah.
And he'll paralyze you,
Put
but he
you in
won't kill you.
traction for like 9 months.
Yeah. But he won't do that to the Joker. Like, you
Yeah.
never have, like, Joker, Two-Face, and Penguin sitting around going, yeah, I got this scar when he, like, ripped my arm
Yeah.
out of its socket.
My bone's sticking out of my leg right now. Look at this, guys. Don't worry, he didn't kill me. The lack of blood did.
Wait, if he died, how is he explaining this to the rest of the villains?
He's amputated.
his
Dan
last
doesn't
word.
understand. Amputation and death.
He's telling the story of how he died as he's dying.
But
He's like, well, at least he didn't kill me. It's me slowly dying later.
Kneecap hurts in the cold, though.
But yeah,
But I mean, movie Batman's killed before. Batman '89 and Batman Returns, he threw people off of rooftops.
But that's always the funniest part, but he won't kill the Joker.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you're the Joker, you deserve to live. But you, guy trying to make ends meet for your 5 kids, off the roof.
Yeah. Sorry, dude.
And it's not like Spider-Man the
Bob.
video game where if you kick someone off the roof, like
you can
magically
see them,
a
they're
weapon
webbed to
hits
the-
them to
yeah,
the
yeah,
wall.
That's what it is. He kicks them off the roof and a bat flies by. Grabs them. It's like a group of bats. It's a crowd of bats. Flock? What are a group of bats called? I don't know. It's a cave of bats, we'll call it. I'm making it up now. They grab them and then they escort them to GCPD.
Just see in the background thrown off.
Could you imagine
be awesome.
in the scene in the
so
Justice
great.
League where they're fighting like henchmen type characters and they don't acknowledge it? Just in the background, you just see
Just see bats come floating by.
holding somebody.
That would be awesome. I'm going to make my own Batman movie. I don't even give a crap anymore.
So the Batman doesn't kill argument. Well, I understand. Okay, let's establish this. Here's the problem with it. We all agree Batman wouldn't kill if he could prevent it.
Right.
We all agree that
But
he
accidents
doesn't
happen.
use guns. But I don't think there's a Batman fan out there who's not like
It's one of
Yeah.
these dudes has probably died.
at least one or two.
Just one of them. Like, he didn't mean it. He punched him in the wrong spot in the larynx or something. And
Do you think that Batman just doesn't follow up? Like,
That's what it is. What he doesn't know doesn't affect him.
If he doesn't know they died, he
It's
didn't
fine.
kill him.
He didn't kill him.
But yeah, no, with the accidental deaths, that always brings up Injustice. Dick Grayson. He trips, hits a rock, dies that way. Damian, therefore, is the one that killed him.
yeah.
Right.
Obviously, Batman tripped a henchman that fell over and cracked his own neck.
No, he didn't.
Still think that was the latest way ever for Nightwing to
for
go
Nightwing
down.
to die.
Bunk.
Hey, it's false.
It's like these people get hit by trucks, they get thrown off roofs. He trips and hits a rock. How unfortunate.
But he became Deadman, so it's okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't okay.
Andy's like a super Nightwing fan.
Oh yeah, no. Anytime you take Nightwing out like a little bit, it's not cool.
It was kind of a lame
It
way.
was such a lame, like at the end of a fight, I didn't like it. Anyway, that's not what this is about. It's a whole other episode.
Yeah. Well, actually, Batman technically killed him by having a child.
Right?
And then training him to be Robin.
Vis-a-vis.
Yeah.
I just want to say that.
So anyway,
Sorry.
I mean, okay, so do we agree on that then? Batman wouldn't kill. He would try not to.
He wouldn't actively kill, but he wouldn't stop someone from dying.
I think most versions of Batman, yeah, he would not actually.
Okay. Oh, I mean,
I think once you get
in
to
the
that
perfect
point where
comic
he's
book,
like
well,
50s and 60s and just old and angry, like, you're going to
Yeah.
take the Joker out at some point.
Nah,
I feel.
I will agree though. At no point would he use guns.
No,
Yeah.
That part I disagreed with entirely on
Yeah.
on Zack Snyder's portrayal,
Right.
when he like basically didn't use the gun,
Yeah.
but redirected the guy using the gun to shoot
Right.
the other people.
Right, or just when he flat out, I mean, he did shoot the tank with that. He was like one arm and an M60, which is very difficult. It's a very heavy weapon. It was one arm and an M60 and shot that dude's tank.
That's true. Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like, let me squeeze your finger. No, he straight up shot that dude. Or in the Nightmare version where he was literally just killing people with guns.
yeah.
yeah.
But that was Nightmare, so we'll
It doesn't
excuse
count
that,
as
yeah.
alternate. Elseworld.
He was still
Batman.
kneecapping him.
Really well. It's a lot of knee.
Aim low.
You know how
Hey,
in
low, you're
Taken, no, not Taken, Target. Target? I remember where they bend the bullets.
Wanted.
Wanted,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Batman's
Batman
just
is
bending
bending
bullets
bullets.
into
If
people's
anyone could bend
kneecaps.
bullets, it would definitely be Batman.
Okay, so we all agree as
superpower.
Batman fans, all of us here, that he would not murder.
No.
In the perfect world that DC puts across,
Right, yeah.
no villain has died accidentally.
Ever.
Main villain, yes.
And I understand the logic behind that, because it is the perfect DC world.
Sure.
You only die if I meant to kill you, and Batman never means to kill anyone.
No, and they'll always come back anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And this is
True,
it's a
yeah. I
comic
mean, you
universe.
really could just start murking people. They'll all come back.
They even commented that in the
That's how he
comics.
explains it.
Yeah.
Why do you keep shooting people in the head? Nobody ever really dies in this world.
Why'd
Also,
you
there's
kill
a-
Ross? He's got his pit.
He'll be fine.
Just chill. Actually, no, that's actually a great example because, once again, Injustice, I'll bring it up because it's a great one.
Yeah.
When they know someone can't officially die, he goes brutal. When he's versus
Grundy.
Grundy, yeah.
Always
He
against
explodes
Grundy.
his
He's
head.
putting bombs on his
not
head.
really alive, isn't he? He's like a
But that's the
zombie.
point, is it's like Batman doesn't kill.
Right.
But
But
if
you
he
can't
knows that
re-kill
they
something
can't
if it's already
die,
dead.
he's gonna kill it.
Well, I mean, isn't that always the argument when they're fighting Grundy? Oh, someone always makes the comment, he's not alive, and the
Yeah.
Flash is like, "Brrr," and it's gone.
I'm just waiting for one comic where they do that and somehow they actually do kill him.
And he can't
Like
come
he
back.
just
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
actually come back, and then it brings up the big question of, wait, we thought he couldn't die, so we killed him, but now he actually can die, and we killed him. What do we do?
Remember
we
when
did.
we accidentally re-killed Grundy?
You know what we do?
What's that?
We open a portal, and then we go look at the top 15 times that Batman has killed. Today's podcast is brought to you by Hims. ForHims.com is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, and sexual wellness for men. Did you know that 66% of men lose their hair by age 35? Do you find your hairline is slowly receding or noticing a bald spot? Well, Hims has you covered with products to help you keep your hair. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat your hair loss without the need for the awkward in-person doctor visits. It's super easy. Just answer a few questions, and a doctor will review it and prescribe you the product for you. And the products are shipped straight to your door. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. Restrictions apply, so see the website for full details. This is a deal that would cost you hundreds if you went to the doctor or pharmacy. Go to forhims.com/Rob and Benny. That's FORHIMS.com/Rob and Benny. Forhims.com/Rob and Benny. Oh, I'm closing it. This one's out of control.
Gary's stuck in the portal.
I can't close it with Gary running behind the scenes.
All right, but just so we're all clear, we didn't actually kill Gary. As far as we knew, when he went through the portal, he was alive.
He was alive last we
Right?
knew.
Okay, good. We're all.
Gary's now stuck in a land of four hymns where everyone has amazing hair, skin, and sexual wellness.
It's a great place to live.
Every day for me.
Gary, come back! Come back to us!
It's the only way I had to be.
All right, so to continue our discussion of Would Batman Kill, I've looked up a Has Batman Killed
Okay.
to do our usual comics experiment deal. Yes. And I found multiple websites that have the 10 times Batman killed, 15 times Batman has killed, 15 brutal times Batman has actually killed people. So we're going to look at a couple of these and see how many repeat.
Would you kill them? 10 times Batman has killed, and would you then also kill them?
It's Batman KMF.
And this is, and for the record, this is like all of our websites. Screen Rant, the other ones. I'll look at them in a minute.
All the websites. Screen Rant.
The other
The
ones.
others.
So number 15 is the Tim Burton Batman movies.
Yep.
Which you already said.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he threw people off buildings all the time in that one.
Oh,
and he
man.
just kind of looked. He was like,
He's like,
eh.
he's like, I
What are
threw
you
him
gonna
off,
do,
right?
right?
Wait, I didn't see him hit the ground. They're fine. They're fine.
No, it was just like Spider-Man. He attached something to their back so when
The
they
bats.
fell.
No, the bats came out. The cave of bats. That's what they're calling them now. I don't know what it actually
In Detective Comics number 27, he punched a man into an acid vat,
Yeah, I was going to say, original Batman did use a gun.
and he killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just didn't care about
I
it.
forget, there's one panel where he's like, I think he was leaning out of the bat plane and he just shoots a guy or something like that. It's like a flyby. He's just like, oh, I have to stop him. Boom. All right, he stopped. We just fly home.
I got a party to go to. Bam. Good enough.
Wayne Manor's throwing a fun laser. I don't want to chase him. I just shoot him instead.
In Detective Comics number 37, he knocks a man into a sword.
I mean, but once again,
He
he
didn't
didn't really
kill him.
kill him. The sword really did the most of the killing.
The League of Shadows, when he was a member of the League of Shadows in Batman Begins, he killed.
Okay.
I didn't think he
I
did.
thought he refused to kill. I thought that was the reason that.
He gets kicked out.
Yeah, well, and then he kind of blows them up. Well, he left like Ra's al Ghul in the fire too. But he was like,
so
I didn't see him die.
The argument
burn
is
to
that he
death.
left Roz to die.
Yeah,
so he
okay,
didn't
yeah.
technically kill Roz.
He
Even though
didn't
it
kill
was
him.
really
He didn't
Roz.
prevent him from
Fun
dying.
side note, because we still get these comments. Roz and Raish are both correct because they're both used in different portrayals of Batman. So get over yourself.
Suck it.
Everyone likes to go Raish, and if I say Raish, they go it's Roz.
Yeah.
You know what
I
that
think
is,
they
right?
did it in the movie too, didn't they? Somebody called him Raish and somebody called him Roz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did. Well, I think the movie portrayal was Raish, which is where a lot of people get it from because Batman Begins.
Yeah, and animated.
Animated is Rage. Race.
Right.
Roz.
Roz.
Raish in the movie. Race.
No, it's Raish in Young Justice.
Young, but I'm saying it's like
But in multiple
Everybody
different
pronounces
ones,
it
they do.
differently.
They go
I do
back
know
and
there
forth.
is one. It was either a show or movie that I love that they did this. That, like you said, in the movie they had two separate people say it in different ways. So it's like, hey, guess what? People say things different. Tomato, tomato. Get over it.
the funniest one.
It's tomato.
The funniest thing I've ever seen was when Constantine corrected the viewer because everyone's like it's Constantine,
Yes.
and he's like, but everyone says Constantine, so. His actual name is Constantine.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, but no one says
No
it
one
that
says
way.
Constantine. Because it sounds stupid.
It does.
Oh, look, it's Constantine.
What time is it? It's Constantine.
Number
That would
11
have been
is
awesome.
number 11 is the Arbiter, which I don't even know who this is.
Arbiter? From Halo?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, that was
Batman
just,
showed up and killed the Arbiter. Batman's Master Chief. I could see that. He takes off the helmet, he's wearing the
Batman's
cowl.
Master Chief confirmed.
I could see that.
Would be the.
it was John Paul Valley Batman. That doesn't count
Yeah.
because that was his.
Arbiter? When do they call him
That's like
Arbiter?
No, he killed this guy named the Arbiter. It's the guy that he burned alive.
Yeah, no, yeah.
That's like saying, well, Batman
Azrael
killed the
was
entire
killed.
world. It was Damian Wayne Batman.
Oh my God!
but-
This clip is this panel's the best. Snapping a guy's neck in Detective Comics 30. It's like your gun one.
Yeah.
He's just swinging by.
guy's like leaning out his window, like, what's going on?
He swings by and just kicks him.
Boom. Yeah, Batman was all about killing back in the day, guys.
The Reverse Flash, he did stab him, but that was Thomas Wayne. That one doesn't
Right.
count either.
He also shot a lot of people.
They're really
Depending on the version you
taking.
look at.
Yeah.
If you're watching the
Didn't-
animated one, like, he's straight up just shooting people in the head and everything.
Didn't he at one point like drop somebody off the roof at the opening of that one?
That version of Harley Quinn, I think her name was Yo-Yo. He chucks her off a rooftop.
He was just like, woo!
Yeah. In the animated one, and I want to say in the actual comic too.
Yeah. The warehouse scene in Dawn of Justice. Okay, your argument. Whatever.
Yeah, they're taking it really liberal with, it's Batman, the name, not Bruce Wayne Batman.
Well, no, the warehouse scene in Batman v Superman, which we all know.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like, if that's part of your argument that he is killing, you can't. I love people that like to argue points by using the only example
The
they
one that
have.
they're arguing about currently.
Right, yeah. Or, Batman kills like he did in Batman v Superman. Here's my list. It includes Batman v Superman. That's not how you argue a
That's
point.
like using the word that you're defining in the definition of the word.
Yeah. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Number
Define
7
definition.
is hanging a mental patient in Batman #1. I didn't know about this,
what?
but apparently he just flies by in the Batwing, just hanging this
That
guy.
was the one I was thinking of, actually. Okay, so it wasn't he shoots the guy, although they probably did that too. But yeah, he was like...
Just hangs him
where
and
he's
flies
just
away.
like, I gotta get out of here. All right, there we go.
Batman's originally from Texas, actually.
Yeah.
KG Beast. He's killed KG Beast multiple times.
Somebody
just did it.
Keep that Russian down.
Well, no, the original KG Beast, he walled him up.
Well,
just
clearly
left
he
him in
didn't
there.
die because
he
he
was
came
alive
back.
last time I saw him.
You know, when I bricked him into a wall.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even Golden Age. That was like recent.
Yeah. It was like a couple months ago.
No, a couple months ago,
He
broke
leaves him in
his
the snow-
spine.
yeah.
And he literally could not move.
Sure.
And he's just like, and
wasn't
KG's
dead.
like, can you get me help? And he's like, find your own help.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he leaves him in the snow.
But he wasn't dead.
He wasn't
Last
dead.
time I saw him, he was alive. Not kicking, but he was alive.
Burns criminals alive in All-Star Batman and Robin, but I mean,
Yep.
Frank Miller kind of went crazy when he
Once
wrote
again, he was alive last time we saw them. With many burns.
he killed the Green
Yes, he uses-
Arrow?
He uses like...
Wait, what?
What?
He kills Green Arrow?
Apparently. This one I'm going to read. If you think Batman killing
Copyright
villains is bad,
infringement. Enough with your arrow cave. Boom.
he upped the ante when he killed his former allies. The Dark Knight is no stranger to fighting heroes, but alternate reality version of Batman really showcased how different the original was by killing the world's protectors as well. All right, alternate reality.
Nah.
Bane in Arkham Origins? Did he kill him in Arkham Origins?
I don't remember that. Because don't you fight him again in like Arkham Asylum?
It was
As Bane tells Batman.
Arkham City, you fight him again, don't you?
Yeah, I thought so. As Bane tells Batman, one of us is going to die, you, me, or the clown. The question is which one of us, it's in your hands. As is often the case, Batman finds a way out of the unseemingly unwinnable situation.
Oh, yeah. He kills him and then he brings him back. He uses the shocker gloves
That's right.
or not shocker,
Like they're all linked somehow.
the electrocutioner or whatever the hell that.
Darkseid in Final Crisis, which, you know, sent him on this whole journey through time, so whatever.
Sure. And he's not even dead.
No.
Comes back.
The Joker and the Killing Joke. I'm calling bullshit because we don't know if that's true.
Yep.
It's true.
That's
Actually,
he was alive last time you saw him.
so
Actually, no,
that's...
they cut away.
It was
Is
yeah,
what it is. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. We don't know.
Okay,
about that.
and they even say this is a highly debated case whether or not Batman actually killed someone.
Yeah.
In the unreleased pages that have finally come out, I believe it is confirmed that the original intention was that he killed him.
Oh, really?
So there was, in the original book, for those guys who don't know, in The Killing Joke, which is one of the more famous stories, and everyone's like, didn't he kill the Joker? Or didn't Joker rape Barbara Gordon? Neither of those actually happen in the book. In the book, we don't see him actually having raped Barbara Gordon,
Right.
which is another common misconception of that book. And the second one is the ending, Batman and the Joker are laughing. And the Joker's laughter falls off, but there's no confirmation that the Joker is killed. When recently, before Black Label got kind of blown up, they were going to re-release Killing Joke with the unreleased pages. Those confirmed. Barbara Gordon was to be raped, and she was supposed to be naked in the original book, and that's part of the whole Black Label thing. And if I remember correctly, and do not hold this to me like permanently, because I don't, like I'm trying to remember, this
They
happened
will.
6 months ago.
Because release the Snyder Cut.
I believe the original page showed like Joker being hauled off or something. Like it was confirmed in the original cut. They confirmed the death of the Joker.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, getting hauled off, that never means anything, because for all we know, Batman slipped him a drug that puts his heart rate to a point that no one can tell, and that's...
I'm just saying, like in the original
But
thing.
interesting.
Yeah.
I would read that with the
you
unreleased cut. Release the
Hashtag release.
killing joke.
Now,
uncut.
since those pages
Kill
are still
joke
not
cut.
in, I stand by what was actually released because people love to give the argument all the
Yeah,
time. Well,
yeah,
the
yeah.
writer said this, or the original version of the book said this.
Well,
or
that was-
this.
You know what actually
Yeah,
is
there
a
was-
great current day example that happened recently? J.K. Rowling. With her constant,
Updating of the Harry Potter
like updating Harry Potter
Good
lore, but
Lord.
everyone's like, it's not in books. Just because a writer says it doesn't make it.
And that's always been
legit.
my argument. If it's not published,
Yeah.
it's not actually in
Right.
canon.
I like that because everybody's been like, just stop.
Yes,
Stop
just
it.
stop.
Just
Well, wasn't
doing
the
it.
latest one like Dumbledore and Grindelwald
Yeah.
are gay or something like that?
Sexual
relationship.
Before it was like they had a relationship, but
Yeah.
nobody ever really knew
Did you
what
see
it
the
was.
argument with that? It was funny actually.
No, I
I found it funny because the LGBTQ crowd was like, we don't have any portrayal in your books.
Yeah.
There wasn't that much of an uproar for it, but there was a comment.
Well, no, yeah, because that's what everybody's now, because she started writing those books in the 90s, and everybody's like, well, they weren't. Now people are like, oh, they're not very inclusive, but nobody cared in the 90s.
No, you're right.
That wasn't a thing, and now she's trying to like backpedal.
Well, and so it's funny
She wants to
because
stay in the
Yeah,
spotlight.
like there was a
still.
little uproar for it, but nothing crazy, and they were
Yeah.
just kind of leaving it alone. So she comes out and says, well, there were strong sexual relations between Dumbledore and Grindelwald, which now has turned into a legit controversy because then it's like, well, if this is supposedly the way it is, why isn't it in your book?
Yeah.
Why,
Right, yeah,
if
yeah.
that, like, you're not helping yourself now.
Yeah, you're
and I
just
just
shooting
think this
yourself
is
in the feet.
hilarious because I've already gone through my crisis of fandom with George Lucas. So now the Harry Potter fans can go through it. It's fun. it's just an endless cycle.
What was your problem with George Lucas?
Oh, just, when like the special editions come out and he starts adding all the scenes, well, Han shot first, that whole
Or
thing.
walked on Jabba?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, Star Wars fans have already gone through this where the creator goes back and adds
But
things.
he at least
so now
actually
you can look
put
at
it
it
in.
from the outside and it's like, oh, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny because at least in the Star Wars special editions,
They
as
were
much
there.
as we don't want to argue about Han shot first or Greedo shot first, it's in the most up-to-date version. It was published.
Right.
Han shot first, but
Don't they also like confirm that he's supposed to shoot first in his solo movie?
That I was
don't
reading the thing about that where they were like, what was the point of the solo movie?
Yeah.
And somebody wrote, the entire point of that solo movie was to prove that Han shoots first. Because the entire thing leads up to him shooting Beckett first.
Yeah.
That's all that movie was for.
okay, so
Sorry, that was completely off topic.
no. Welcome to the show.
It's true. Yeah, screw you. I can go on my own tangents.
It is like you don't control me.
Star
How
Wars.
far into this episode are we?
We're an
Hour
and 4,
so
minus 9 because we had just.
Okay, so we
nonstop
got like another
nonsense.
30 minutes till we hit our 80-minute marker.
That's true.
Oh God.
All right, so geeks.media / 10 times Batman is killed in comics. 10 is the Batman #1 thing that we already discussed where he hangs a guy.
Yeah.
I guess a scrapyard, he drops a car on somebody. And Batman
But we don't know
#4
if he was dead.
for Batman 425. No, this shows the guy like doing the
Yeah, that just means he could have like stopped gripping. He's not necessarily
in Detective
dead.
Comics number
He fell asleep.
613.
He was tired. He got hit
Batman
by a
was
car.
barbaric.
By a car, yeah.
Yeah, that's when he knocked the guy into the acid vat. All-Star Batman and Robin, he burned people.
Sure.
Batman number 420, he locked up KG Beast.
He got so high.
So high.
Batman loves to torture. Lord Deathman conquers life. And he just he stuck him with a bunch of needles in the eye.
Oh,
Held him over a parking garage and threw him off it on fire.
what is this?
This is Batman
Is this the Grim
Incorporated,
Knight?
Volume 1.
Oh.
This is Batman Incorporated. This is Grant Morrison's run in
Wait.
10 years ago.
Even
I
like
actually
even
remember
Batman.
that
What is
one.
it? Batman. Not Batman Begins. Dark Knight, where he drops one dude off the roof. I forget if it's Batman Begins or Dark Knight. And he's like, they're on like the 3rd story or something like that. And the guy's like, that won't kill me. He's like, I'm counting on it. And he like just drops. Oh yeah. And it's like, you don't know if that was actually gonna. What if a car came by at that exact moment?
Apparently, Lord Deathman's an eternal, immortal Japanese crime lord. So sticking him in the eyes a dozen times and throwing him
Once
off a
again,
building.
know
it's
he's not gonna die.
Exactly.
So Batman goes insane.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not gonna die. Gah, gah, gah,
You
light you
almost
on fire.
imagine like that's when he can really let loose.
Yeah.
Like, finally, he's like, what's that? You're immortal? Fantastic.
Little do you know, he actually organized everything to get the Immortal to show up in Gotham. Because he's like, what, I really need to just unleash today. I heard this guy can't die.
Having a rough day. My gym this morning just didn't do it for me. What I need to do.
Someone didn't re-rack
That's
the
like
weights. I
Superman.
gotta take it out on this fool.
That's like whenever Superman goes against someone as strong as him, and he always makes the
yeah.
comment of, I could finally cut loose.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, Superman's cut loose.
Jesus.
What does that mean? Oh, he threw him through a building.
Throw him into the
Oh, he
sun.
threw him into the moon. Oh, why is he tearing him in two?
I want Ben to be Superman's commentator from now on. Oh my God! Ah, Jesus!
Don't cut loose! His eyes are glowing red! You know what that means!
Oh, God.
Jim Lee's drawing him!
Actually, yeah, that is generally what that means.
I amuse myself sometimes.
Well, you got to amuse somebody. Might as well be you.
I'm not wrong though. Jim Lee, like,
Oh yeah,
Superman's mad.
I mean,
Yeah.
even like Batman Hush, he was all messed up, and he had
Yeah.
And it's always got like the steam
like the
coming
Yeah.
from the.
Yeah. His eyes are really hot.
The case of the Mad Monk looks like one of the classic Batman like originals. The way this happened way earlier, Mad Monk threatens to turn Batman's girlfriend into a werewolf. Long story short, Batsy shoots him in his sleep.
What?
He finds him in a coffin. It's like a vampire werewolf thing, and he just walks. Oh, there you are. Bang! I'm done.
Which issue is this?
Like Detective Comics number 32 from 1939.
Oh,
wow,
my
yeah.
God.
He's like, oh, I have to find some way to defeat him. Gun.
While he's sleeping.
You know, I haven't tried it before. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that's why people talk about these so much.
Batman 37. He shoves
Takes
him
away a
sword.
lot of the work.
I've been throwing batteries this whole time. That's dumb.
It's lighter. It's easier on my wrist.
Go farther, too.
They were also using loopholes of like a criminal stole Batman's costume and murdered people, so that kind of counts.
Sure.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
totally.
Batman versus the Joker. Oh, they're actually showing the vampire timeline.
Oh, yeah. I remember that
Just
one.
I
decimates
said,
the
say,
Joker.
Elseworlds, you can't really go off of Elseworlds.
Especially when Batman's a vampire.
Yeah, I'd say Batman murdered
Yeah.
everybody in Elseworld books.
Batman the vampire, he tried not to kill people as he sucked their blood, but you know, it just happened. Ranker's
Who
got
knew
its
that
own
draining
list.
them of all their blood would kill them?
Right? Who knew?
I'm not a doctor. I'm a vigilante.
Whoa! So Ranker elaborates on that Frank Miller thing.
Okay. Wait.
Number one, the time he burned some criminals alive, then had sex next to their
Yeah.
corpses.
I'm sorry. Is there
Yeah,
a
All
panel?
Star Batman. I'll
I
let you
need to
borrow it.
see
I'll let you borrow it. I got the graphic novel.
What?
So yeah, he's fight. What is it? I think it's
I like
Black,
how Andy's like, yeah, I remember that time.
Yeah, I remember.
It's like fun.
No. Black Canary in that comic is like a bartender who just decides to be a vigilante. So she dresses up. She works at like the Black Canary bar. So her costume is just what she wears to work. So she starts fighting like these thugs
No
on a
one
dock.
recognizes
Yeah,
her.
yeah. She starts fighting these thugs on a dock, and they're beating her up. So he shows up, and he pulls out like a bottle of bleach and I think a road flare or something, and basically sets them all on fire. And then they immediately have sex on the dock in costume.
Well, that's the only way Batman can have sex from what we've seen. That's true. You never see it, like the Playboy Bruce Wayne never had, he's always like, oh, I have a headache, you have to go, supermodel, Vicky Vale. But Catwoman, leave the mask on.
Was a reporter.
My bad. Number two is nightmare versions of Batman pretty much murder everyone. That's the
Right.
DC
Yeah,
metal
yeah,
guys.
You know what? Thinking about it, so many reporters are alliteration. Lois Lane, Vicky Vale,
Yep.
Betty Brant,
Yep.
other people.
The Batman number
Peter
one
Parker.
is in here
Peter
where he hangs the
Parker.
guy.
Peter Parker. J. Jonah Jameson.
J. Jonah
Bat
Jameson.
Devil meets a gory
Is
end.
it
I don't even know who
Robbie
that is.
Robbie Robinson.
Isn't it Robbie?
I'm gonna say it now.
Yeah, why not?
The Molten Death, that's the John Paul Valley death. Forgotten, that's when, wait, what was this? Oh,
feel
Into
like
the
he's
Acid
talking
Vat.
about He was just rambling himself.
He knows that we're just talking about reporters.
I'm just letting you guys do your thing.
So anyway,
Killing Joke.
So anyway, how's your week been?
Well, I didn't see this guy die.
Okay,
so
so
I didn't
it's pretty
kill
much
anyone.
all of the same ones at this point that are just
Hit him
flipped
with my car
around.
and I drove off.
So I think a total is like 20 times Batman is actually murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it depends on the version too, because with the reboots in the timeline, not every Batman has killed the same amount of people.
Right. Does it count as killing if they come back to life?
That's true.
That is a
Even in the animated series, I think he kills Ra's al Ghul, doesn't he? Or
Pretty
Ra's al
sure.
Ghul.
He's got the pull.
Well, Raz comes back to life.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Ra's,
he's got a
it's-
pit, man.
Yeah, it's got the pit. So.
As long as he kills him near the pit, he's nothing
He
on
just
his
keeps
conscience.
killing him, dipping
Yeah.
him in the pit. Doesn't count.
Oh, you're alive! Jump back in there.
Just stab him a couple
You know what? I'm surprised there hasn't been like a black label that did that. Where he's just so pissed at Roz does something, and so he just kills him, puts him in the pit, revives him, kills him, puts him in the pit, revives him.
He's having a really good, bad day. Yeah.
He's just practicing different ways to kill. He's actually
Trying to
curious.
figure
He's
it
like,
out.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Let's see how far I can go before went too far in the pit. Okay, let's try this again.
He's like,
Roz is the test dummy.
Yeah.
all right, hold on.
All right.
Okay, 5 seconds. That's good enough. All right.
Okay.
Again.
So, what's the verdict? Does your
Batman
Batman kill
kills.
Andy?
It depends on the version of my Batman, I suppose.
I'm still sticking by Batman doesn't actively kill.
Yeah, I'll give that. I'll say that.
He walled up KGB,
But he
in
didn't
continuity.
Yes, but he didn't actively kill him.
He left him with a protein bar. He was fine.
He'll be
If
fine.
he it's not like he dipped him in concrete.
Yeah, it's not like he threw him in acid. He would never do that.
Exactly. Or light him on fire and have sex
with
near
the-
him.
Oh, wait.
God.
Or hang them from the Batwing and drive
Oh,
around.
yeah. Or kill him in his sleep in a coffin. Apparently, my Batman kills all the time.
Ooh. Or drain their blood as a vampire.
Do you think it's like one of those things like he's allowed to make one kill every 10 years?
He's got a punch card. He's like, I saved 10 people, I get to kill the next. I get to kill.
He gets like a...
Batman, you made that yourself. I don't care. It's platinum. It's platinum.
It's a platinum card.
Platinum punch card.
Which he uses to cut.
It's got little batarangs when he punches it.
Gordon has it. He's like, all right, hold on.
Yeah, he's like,
you're fine."
crap. Here on your 10th. I'm
Batman
looking
kills
this
him.
way.
He's like, Batman, you are one away. I have to bring you in.
And Batman saves like a jaywalker real quick from getting hit by a car. He's like, no, it's good. I'm all right."
The same day, time zones. We'll give it to you.
Bed Geek's like, I saved 100 Gotham citizens. I get to kill one henchman now.
And all the times that I bet if he did kill someone, it'd be like the one guy who was just down on his luck, forced into this, and he's like, oh no, I didn't mean to kill you. The guy next to you just killed a bunch of people, but I killed you instead, Mr. Family Man.
So now he has like terrible aim.
Yeah.
My bad. All your henchmen look alike to me. I don't.
Then it starts a big
Hashtag
controversy.
Henchmen life matter.
Batman thinks all henchmen look alike. Batman's racist and sexist.
Well, to be fair, like the one in the '66 Batman, they all did. They all just dressed alike. It was hard to tell.
I wouldn't be. I'd be like, it'd be like the episode of Family Guy with all the army guys that he's in the clown outfit. They're gonna be looking for army guys. You guys are crazy. I'd be that other guy. Batman's gonna be looking for guys that are dressed up like Egghead. You remember Egghead?
I do. Yeah.
Greatest Batman '66 villain ever.
He was really good.
Wait, isn't Egghead the villain in Sonic?
No, yes,
no,
he
that's
is.
Dr. Robotnik.
No, that's Eggman.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Dan.
Yeah.
This is Egghead.
Oh my
Played by the late great Vincent Price.
Yep.
I completely forgot about that.
And he had egg-themed villains.
Yeah.
And he's a full-blown character in the
Yeah.
'66 episode. And was it Burt Ward at the thing we went to? He was talking about King Tut.
Yeah.
I didn't know this, but apparently it was just a professor who got bunked in the head and thought he was King Tut.
Well, I mean,
that was the villain.
Well, I mean, and they were like, somebody said like it would be great to bring him into the main continuity, but that's just what Maxie Zeus is.
Yeah.
Maxie Zeus is just a crazy guy who thinks he's a god.
So it's just like Quilt Man.
Yeah, Quiltman, yeah.
Quilt Man's just like, the quilt does it all! Or Condiment King.
I like Condiment King from the animated series.
Okay, hold on. Before we close out,
love that we're
worst
going into
Batman
this.
villains ever. Condiment King, King Tut, Eggman definitely are up there.
Well,
The
where's
worst, best is what we should say.
Wasn't there one that was like Polka Dot or something like that?
Oh yeah, Polka Dot Quilt Man, I think. No, it was Polka Dot something.
Hold on, I'll Google it.
Kite Man? No, Kite Man's great.
Dude, Kite
Man's
Man,
awesome.
hell yeah. Kite Man is probably one of my favorites.
Maxie
have
Zeus.
you read Detective Comics 1000?
Not yet, no.
Oh, because there's actually one bit about henchmen and how some of like
Crazy Kill,
Condiment
Polka
King,
Dot,
Polka
King.
Dot Man.
Yeah,
Polka Dot Man,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But like Condiment King has Salt and Pepper as his henchman.
Look at that.
You need to read
Right
Detective
there.
1000.
Polka Dot Man. Look at that. It's the worst villain ever.
These
Or the scariest villain ever.
No, what was the disco guy? No, the disco guy's in Marvel. There's a disco guy. Deadpool keeps fighting him. He's
Disco
actually
Stew?
from the 70s. And he's like a real 70s villain, and
Disco
Deadpool keeps
Stew.
fighting him
I
now.
think it's the
Simpsons.
Simpsons.
That's
Yeah.
Simpsons.
Disco Stew.
Batman, 80 years. Still one of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah. Honestly, is probably my favorite.
He's definitely up there. I can't. It's always kind of between Batman, Flash, and
Yeah.
The Batman 80 episode, we put the Flash statue up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously,
we've got like 4. We've got Wonder Woman, Flash, and Iron Man.
and not a single one. We got tons of
We're
Batman
literally even
stuff over
looking
there,
at Joker and Harley Quinn.
They're over there. We got Batman statues over there. We got like
Batgirl.
3.
We got Batgirl at least.
She made it.
Yeah.
Oh, and Red Hood. Red Hood made it.
Yeah.
There you go.
He was not hiding. Oh, he is visible. Good.
Yeah.
Hey, Red Hood.
Thank you guys for joining us today for today's episode of Comics Experiment. Let us know what you like about Batman after 80 years. Do you think Batman kills? What do you like about him? What's your favorite villain? Join the conversation down below. And I just realized we didn't do our Twitter thing. Man, that's what happens when we take 2 weeks off and I forget.
We're an hour and 16 minutes in.
It's gonna be a short episode, guys. Ben's not feeling well.
I never said it would be short. I said we're only doing one thing today. Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to go check out Quip. It's Quip, right?
Yes, quip.com/RNBE, forhims.com/RobandBenny, and Devil May Cry 5 on Xbox One.
And if you want to show your love for us, the show, and help us with our sponsors, please click those links. And we'll see you next week right here at the Comics Experiment. And don't forget to follow our Twitter at Comicstorian, where we will bring the next question up. I didn't do it intentionally this time because we did have a lot to talk about, but so. Also, hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Hashtag
Release the Snyder Cut.
Andy?
Hashtag release the Snyder Cut.
Also, Benny confirmed Joker dies.
Hashtag not my Batman.
Not my.
All right, we're done.